Aloha kakahiyaka. Good morning. I'm back again live. Um, and so today I just wanted to do a follow up, and I have another safety suggestion for wildland fire prevention. Um, First off, I wanted to, you know, I did the video yesterday, a live video yesterday, and the topic of discussion was getting out and taking care of your defensible space. I called it you know, I called it, well, basically, it's creating that safety buffer zone around you and around your home. And, I challenged everyone to get out and go cut down some overgrown stuff. If you have stuff that's overgrown up to your home, and you really don't have any buffer in between your home and overgrown brush or overgrown grass and everything, creating that defensible space is super important. And so I challenge everyone to get out and do that. And so I just wanted to show you real quick. It's raining in Hilo right now, but I got out. I had some stuff that was a little bit overgrown. This is some huge tea leaf that, as you can see from the trunks of the tea leaf stumps. They're pretty big, and so they're pretty old too. But it's time for it. It provided us with beautiful tea leaves, so I cut some stalks and saved it right here, and I'll transplant it. And so the tea leaf will live on. It's just in a different location. But take a look at all the dry tea leaf that comes off of this, and it's just a small example of the bigger picture that I was trying to talk about yesterday. Was managing that defendable. Yesterday I referred to it as a defendable space, but today, it's actually called the defensible space. And so, just wanted to show you guys. I got out and I did my little thing at home. Today's topic I wanted to share with you is actually to get out in your community and host a community meeting. I think that's important, where you can get community leaders involved, landowners involved. You can get council members involved if there's bigger issues than your home at large, and a lot of those bigger issues come into concern where there's unmanaged land and unmanaged wildland. And when we talk about unmanaged land, we're talking about what's called a wildland urban interface. And so a wildland urban interface is where huge acreage of land that's either being used for agriculture um, or livestock comes up against residential area or suburban areas. And so you have the wildland part coming up, and right at that joint where you have infrastructure, that's your urban area that continues on. That space where they join is called a wildland urban interface. And so we got to think about that area being managed. If that area right there is unmanaged, let's say you have in Hamakua, we have a huge forestry or eucalyptus forests that were planted years ago. I don't believe the forests are in operation anymore, but if the project went unmaintained for a very long time, the fields keep growing and getting bigger and bigger, and then it becomes this huge sections of unmanaged wildland urban interface where these properties, this acreage meets up to either highways or communities that are sitting right up against it. And so I wanted to suggest in this video to host a community meeting. Get out in your community, organize. It doesn't have to be, anybody can host a meeting. You don't have to be a council member. You don't have to be somebody in the community that does those types of things for a living. Call a meeting, get some friends together, rally up, and talk about situations in your area that could be an issue or concern. I think that would help and be important as far as being proactive and preventive in, you know, protecting yourselves from something like this in happening. So let's use Lahaina as an example. I'm not sure, I'm not saying this is the actual case, but let's say, for example, cane fields, right? Back in the day, cane fields were, of course, managed where they were grown, harvested, burnt, slash burnt, and then replanted again. So that's management and operation of those cane fields that surround a lot of these towns in Hawaii. Obviously, the cane field, sugarcane property or land around these subdivisions may or may not be used for agriculture at this time. But let's say it's not being used, and so that's considered unmanaged acreage that comes up to a town like Lahaina. Um, Whether if or if not the bordering agricultural land surrounding Lahaina would have made a difference or not, I can't really say 100%. I'm not from Maui and I don't know the exact topography, but I'm using it as an example to talk to you, and hopefully this reaches your small community where you get out, think about the issues in your own area, and host a community meeting. You can talk about a lot of things. You can talk about how management or how bringing up things that aren't being discussed, or issues or concerns in your community can be brought up, brought to attention, and be addressed. It could mean saving lives, saving property, saving agriculture, saving livestock, and a lot of these things are farmers' livelihood. There's a lot of heart and soul and money involved in prevention for huge loss, especially with agriculture or your property, your home, agriculture, and livestock. And so that's my suggestion for today. I'm not going to keep you long. I got to get back to picking up my brush. But aloha from Hilo. Continue prayers for everything going on in Lahaina right now, and everywhere else on fire grounds, everywhere else on the Big Island and on Maui. Take care. God bless. Aloha.